Let's talk about something fascinating. What if the key to getting rid of that brain fog and feeling calmer isn't actually in your head? What if the answer is in your gut?
Do you know that feeling, right? That nagging mental fog, that low-level hum of anxiety, or just feeling completely drained all the time? It's so frustrating, and we usually blame things like stress or not getting enough sleep, but what if the real problem is actually hiding in your digestive system?
Well, it's time to meet your second brain. And nope, I'm not just being poetic. Scientists and researchers are now calling our gut our second brain, and for good reason. It has this incredible direct line to our mental and emotional state. This isn't just a fun little metaphor, it's actual physiology.
So how in the world do these two brains talk to each other? Well, they use this incredible thing called the vagus nerve. I want you to picture a super high-speed fiber optic cable running straight from your gut to your brain, zapping information back and forth non-stop. But here's the really wild part. Most of the signals are traveling from the gut to the brain, not the other way around. So your gut is basically giving your brain a constant status update.
And if you need proof of how important that communication is, get this. A mind-blowing 90 to 95% of your body's serotonin, you know, that key chemical for feeling happy and good, is made right there in your gut. Not your brain, your gut. When your gut is happy and healthy, it's literally manufacturing the chemicals you need to feel great.
Okay, so if our gut is this mood-making powerhouse, what's messing it all up? Well, one of the biggest villains in this whole story is something we all eat a lot of the time without even realizing it: sugar. Let's dig into the science of what some people are calling sugar brain. This statistic from a study in Scientific Reports is just wow. It's a jaw-dropper. It puts a hard number on the risk we're talking about. Eating a lot of sugar isn't just a problem for your waistline, it is directly and statistically tied to a much higher chance of developing clinical depression.
So how does sugar actually do this? It's like a four-step domino effect. First, you eat a lot of sugar, and that triggers this low-grade, chronic inflammation all over your body, including your brain. This constant state of inflammation then disrupts your brain's ability to change and grow new connections, and that leads to a drop in something called BDNF. You can think of BDNF as miracle grow for your brain cells. It is absolutely crucial for keeping you emotionally balanced. When your BDNF levels tank, your brain's whole reward system goes haywire, which can directly tank your mood and motivation. So the bottom line is this: it's not some vague, indirect connection. The food you eat, especially sugary stuff, can directly light the match of inflammation that messes with your brain chemistry. It's really that simple. What goes on your plate directly impacts how you feel.
Okay, enough with the problem, right? Let's talk about the solution. It is time to recruit a powerful army to fight on your behalf, your gut army. And to do that, you need to know about two key players that people always get mixed up: probiotics and prebiotics.
Let's make this super simple. Probiotics are the actual, living, good bacteria. They're the good soldiers you can add to your gut army. You find them in foods like yogurt and kimchi. Prebiotics, on the other hand, are the food for those good soldiers. They are special fibers in things like garlic, onions, and bananas that feed the massive army you already have, making it stronger and way more effective.
I love this analogy from researchers at Cedars-Sinai. Think about it. Your gut has about 100 trillion bacteria already. A probiotic supplement might have, say, 80 billion. So while they can definitely help, just adding some new soldiers can sometimes be like putting a tiny drop of dye into the entire ocean. That's why focusing on prebiotics, feeding and strengthening the huge, diverse army you've already got, is often a much more powerful strategy in the long run.
So where can you find these probiotics in the wild? Foods like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, and kombucha are fantastic. The real key here is to look for labels that say things like live and active cultures and try to avoid stuff that's been pasteurized, because the heat kills off all the good guys. Even just adding one of these to your day is a great place to start.
All right, let's pull all of this amazing science together into a super clear, doable action plan. We're not talking about massive, crazy changes here. We're talking about simple habits that, if you do them consistently, can have a really big impact on both your gut and your brain.
Think of this as your daily reset. It just takes 3 simple steps. First, stay hydrated. Your brain is mostly water, so even being a little dehydrated can mess with your focus. Second, eat mindfully. Seriously, just put your phone away during meals. It helps your body get into rest and digest mode, so you actually absorb nutrients better. And third, make fiber a priority.
This is the fuel for your gut army. Hitting that 25 to 30 gram target every day from whole foods is one of the single best things you can do for your brain.
And to make it even easier, here's what your shopping cart should look like. Fill it up with foods that are packed with the nutrients your brain and gut are screaming for. Things like salmon and walnuts for those inflammation-fighting omega-3s, blueberries, and yes, dark chocolate for antioxidants that protect your brain cells, spinach and eggs for B vitamins. This is what it actually looks like to go shopping for a better brain.
So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. You have so much more control than you probably think. We can't always control the stress coming at us from the outside world, but this science shows us we have an incredible amount of say over our internal world. The choices you make at the grocery store and in your kitchen have a direct, powerful effect on your mood, your focus, and how resilient you feel.
So the next time you get a gut feeling, remember, it's not just a cute saying. It's your second brain literally talking to you. It's time we all started listening a little more closely. Trust your gut. It really has been trying to tell you something this whole time.